Welcome to the viewers for the lecture on structural analysis. So in the last 5 lectures, 91 to 95, we have introduced moment distribution method. We have done a few questions from gate examination. We have done a few problems on continuous beams. Continuous beams with the normal loading and also continuous beam with the settlement of supports. Now in this lecture, we will take up structural frames. We will solve the problem by moment distribution method. Now the problem here is analyze the structure shown in figure by the method of moment distribution. Sketch the bending moment and the shear force diagrams. So sketch is given, no other details are available here. So you have to solve the problem by moment distribution method and sketch the bending moment and shear force diagrams. That's the problem, right? Now coming to the frame, this is the given frame. It is a structural frame consisting of a beam and a column, right? Now AB is a span of 4 meter span. BC is an overhanging part of 2 meters span, subjected to a point load of 10 kilonewton at the free end. AB is subjected to UDL of 10 kilonewton per meter over the entire span. And column BE is subjected to a lateral load acting from right to left. Coming to moment of inertia of member AB is 2I, moment of inertia of member BC is 2I, moment of inertia of member BE is I. So that's about the details of the problem, right? In moment distribution method, we know we got standard steps. One is determination of the fixed end moments. Second one is calculation of distribution factors. Third one is moment distribution. After which you will have to go for the bending moment diagram and the shear force diagrams, right? Now let us start from the first step. First step is that of determination of fixed end moments. So first step is fixed end moments M of AB equal to minus WL square by 12 because subjected to UDL over the entire span. Therefore, that is equal to UDL, W is 10, W is 10, L is 4 square by 12, 4 square by 12, that is equal to 13.33 minus 13.33 kilonewton meter. M of BA equal to plus WL square by 12 equal to plus 10 into 4 square by 12 equal to 13.33 kilonewton meter, right? Now coming to as far as the overhanging part BC is concerned, it's a cantilever subjected to a point load at the free end. That is not a fixed moment, that is a moment at B due to the load of 10 kilonewton at the free end. Therefore, that is not MF, that is MBC. MBC equal to, due to that load at the support, there will be an anti-clockwise moment. So therefore, it is minus 10 into 2 equal to minus 20 kilonewton meter. That value cannot be changed because overhanging part 2 meters and the load is 10. That moment minus 20 cannot be changed, right? That is a fixed value for this problem and for the given data, right? Now next is MBE. MBE equal to minus WL by E8, because subjected to central load and central load. Now this is the column subjected to lateral load like this. Therefore this will, as a fixed beam, this will behave like this. So the moment here will be anti-clockwise for making the slope to be 0. The moment here will be clockwise for making this. Therefore here it is minus WL by 8 at the point B. It is minus WL by 8, and at the point E it is plus WL by 8. So equal to minus WL by 8 equal to minus W is 20 into 4 by 8 equal to minus 10 kilonewton meter, and MF, actually F is here, it is actually MF BE. This is MF EB. MF EB, here it is plus. This value is plus, therefore plus WL by 8 equal to 20 into 4 by 8 equal to 10 kilonewton meter. So that's about the fixed end moments as usual. Right. Now next step is that of distribution factors. Distribution factors. Right. Now for calculating distribution factors, we know joint, member, relative stiffness, relative stiffness is RS, total stiffness TS, and distribution factor DF equal to relative stiffness by total stiffness. Right. Now here right. Now in this frame, joint A has got only one member, so no question of distribution. B has got three members, members BA, BE and BC. BC is an overhanging part, so C will not require any distribution. So that's about the, so we have to consider only joint B where there are more than two members or more than one member. Wherever more than one member, two members or three members or four members meet, the question of distribution will be there. So here joint B is the only member, only joint which requires distribution. So you have got members BA, BC and BE, right? So there is only one joint, namely B. The members are BA is one member, BC is another member, and BE is the third member. So here right. Now member BA, for member BA the relative stiffness is I by L because far end is fixed, it is I by L, and for this member I equal to 2I, L equal to 4 meters. L equal to, so here for the member BA I is 2I, L equal to 4 meters. Then that is I by L. I by L is 2I by 4, right. Now for the member BC is an overhanging part, it's a cantilever part. So joint C has got no support. Therefore the rotational stiffness for this is 0. Therefore the relative stiffness is 0 for the member BC. For the member BC the rotational stiffness is not there. Therefore for member BC the relative stiffness is 0. When far end is fixed, it is I by L. When far end is hinged, it is 3/4 of I by L. When far end is free, it is 0. That's the thing that is to be remembered. Then for the member BC, BE, it is I by 4 meters. Right. So these values we have to remember. Right. Now for this, the relative stiffness is 0 for the member BC. For the member BE, the formula is I by L because far end is fixed. Therefore I is I itself and L is 4 meters, right. So that's about the relative stiffness. Now coming to the sum, total sum, this is 2I by 4 for one member plus 0 plus I by 4, the sum equal to 3I by 4. So this is the total stiffness. So distribution factor is equal to I by L. As we know earlier, it is actually 2I by 4 divided by 3I by 4. So this we will write it as 2I by 4 into 4 by 3I. So I will get cancelled, 4 will get cancelled, equal to 2 by 3. Therefore this will be 2I by 4 into 4 by 3I, this value equal to 2 by 3 or equal to 0.667, 0.667. Now here it is 0, for this member it is 0. So for this member it is I by 4 into 4 by 3I. So I will get cancelled, 4 and 4 will get cancelled. This is 1 by 3 or you can say 0.333. Right. Now when these distribution factors are added for a joint B, for any joint, when we sum up the distribution factor of all members, the sum will always be equal to 1. Therefore, 0.667 plus 0.333, therefore it is 1.0. That is the sum. Is the sum of distribution factor at a joint. Right. That has to be checked before proceeding further. That has to be checked. So that is about the calculation of the distribution factor. So this is only for one joint. Right. Now next is the next process, namely moment distribution. For moment distribution, we know first is you have to open out the table. We are going to do it in tabular form. Therefore, joint. Next is member. Next is distribution factor. Distribution factors. Then fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. Now, joints. We have got joint A. We have got joint A. In joint A, you have got only one member, AB. Right. Then we have got joint B. In joint B, you have got member BA, member BE, and member BC. And we have got a joint E. You got joint E. That's all. Now, coming to this, so here you got only one member, AB. Now B has got 3 members. So for this you have to separate this like this. And of course, this is B. And that is E. Actually, the vertical member, preferably we can, what we can do is, here BE you can mark it here, because we are not going to distribute anything to BE. I'll write it once more. Right. This is BE. This is member EB. So this we will call it as BC, because that is the overhanging part. So this is BC. That is the overhanging part, that we will write it in between. Right. Now AB and BA together. AB and BA together. One span. AB and BA together. Then BE and EB together. BE and EB together. BE and EB together. Therefore, that is about the tabulation. So AB and BA together. See, this tabulation is very important. You need not draw vertical line for all the columns, not necessary. Right. AB, there is no distribution factor. EB, that is at E, there is no distribution factor. At B only you got distribution factor. For BA, just now we have calculated, this is 0.667. BC is an overhanging part for which distribution factor is 0. And for the member BE, it is 0.333. Just now we have calculated. So here you can find for BA it is 0.667. For BE it is 0.333. For BC it is 0. So this is what we have reproduced. Right. Now these are the values. Right. Now coming to fixed end moments, the values are see here, minus 13.33 plus 13.33. Then for the member BC it is minus 20, that value is fixed. For the member BE it is minus 10 and plus 10. So this I am going to rewrite here. So this is minus 13.33, this is plus 13.33, AB and BA. For BC it is minus 20, this value is fixed. So this value is minus 10.00 and this value is 10.00. These are the fixed end moments. Right. Now this value we cannot touch. So this value is standard value. Right. For the given span and loading it is minus 20 only. Right. Now next is that of balance. Balance or distribute. It is moment distribution method. So distribute is correct, or we can say we are balancing the joints. So balance is also correct. So balance. So A, there is no question of balancing, there is only one member. E, there is no question of balancing, there is only one member. One member at the joint E. Now coming to joint B, there are three members. The values are 13.33. 13.33 is one value, minus 20 is another value, and minus 10.00 is another value. So these values are to be added. So this is minus 30 plus 13.33. So the balance will be minus 16.67. There is an unbalanced moment of minus 16.67. So with this unbalanced moment, joint B cannot be under equilibrium. If joint B is to be under equilibrium, the algebraic sum of all these three moments must be equal to 0. So for making this moment as 0, we have to apply plus 16.67. So when we apply plus 16.67 at joint B, the algebraic sum will be 0. So the joint B will be under equilibrium. Right. Now the 16.67, there are three members. So based on their stiffness values, we have calculated the distribution factor. Therefore, so this plus 16.67 into 0.667 equal to 11.12 to the member BA. So to the member BA, you have to apply 11.12. Right. Now, for the member BC, it is 0. For the member BC, it is 16.67 into 0 equal to 0. For the member BE, it is 16.67 into 0.333 equal to, that value equal to 5.55. 5.55. This is to be applied to this member, 5.55. And here it is 0. So that is what is balancing. Now when these values are added, so this will be approximately say 24 point something, 24.5, let us say 24.5. So this will be, this is plus 24.5, this will be minus 4.5. So 24 plus minus 4.5, so approximately 20 plus. Already there is 20 minus. So when these are added, the algebraic sum will be equal to 0. It is balanced. Right. Now balancing is required only at one joint, only at B. E has got only one member. There is no question of distribution. A has got only one member. No question of distribution. When we distribute, there will be a carryover to the opposite end. So from A or from E, when there is no question of distribution, there is no carryover from E to B or A to B. No carryover. Therefore, this balancing will not be disturbed further. Once for all, balancing is over. Therefore, when balancing is over, when there is no more balancing of any other joint, so in the same line we can do carryover also, and carryover only to the ends. So from here there will be a carryover to this end, whose value is equal to 2.775, and from here there will be a carryover of 5.56, that is half the value and of the same sign. So that is about the carryover. Now as far as this problem is concerned, balancing and carryover both are over in a single step. Right. So that completes the moment distribution. As far as this problem is concerned, we will write down the final moments. Final moments. So that minus 13.33 plus 5.56 will give you minus 7.77. So these two when added 24.45. This value is minus 20 and this value is minus 4.45, and when these two values are added 12.775. So that completes the moment distribution for this problem. Right. Now coming to the bending moment diagram. So we got a member, this is a cantilever, this is another member, right. So here it is minus 7.77, there it is 24.45, therefore minus 7.77, this will cause tension at the top, this is plus 24.45, this will also cause tension at the top, then this is minus 20, this value is fixed at the joint B, right. And one more value for the member BE, for the member it is minus 4.45, so minus 4.45, therefore this is anti-clockwise, minus 4.45, and for this member it is 12 EB 12.775 plus, therefore here it is plus 12.775. So this is for the joint E, this is A, this is B, this is C, right. So for this we have to draw the bending moment diagram. So if this is the frame, this is the frame, here it is fixed, here also it is fixed, right. Now for this it is 7.77, here it is 7.77, and here it is 24.45, this value is 24.45 above. So this is the support moment diagram for the member AB. Now here it is 20, this value is 20, because that also causes tension at the top. So this is for the overhanging part, and for this member here tension is on the outside, and here also tension is on the outside, therefore here it is 4.45, and here it is 12.775, therefore this value this value uh, 12.775 kilonewton meter. This value is 4.45. So this is the support moment diagram. Now coming to the span AB, mu AB equal to, AB is subjected to a UDL over the entire span, UDL of, therefore the simply supported, when AB is considered as a simply supported beam subjected to UDL over the entire span, it is WL square by 8, W is 10 kN per meter, L is 4 meters, 10 into 4 square by 8 equal to 20 kilonewton meter, 20 kilonewton meter. Then coming to the span BE, so this is A, this is B, this is E. Coming to the span BE, BE is subjected to a central concentrated load, therefore the simply supported moment diagram will be WL by 4 equal to, W is 20, L is 4 meters by 4 equal to 20 kilonewton meter. So that is about the simply supported beam moments. Simply supported beam moments. So these are the values. So for this, here it is 24.45, here it is 7.77 at A. So the average will be 24 plus 7, 31, let us say 32. At the center, the average ordinate will be 16. So this value 20 is more than 16. Therefore that will come above the line, Therefore here so this value is 20 kilonewton UDL, therefore parabolic variation 20 kilonewton meter. Now coming to this, here again it is 4 point something, here 12 point something. So 12 plus 4 is 16 by 2, approximately 8 point something, midpoint 8 point something, and here it is 20, therefore it will be more than that. Therefore here at 20. So this value is 20 at the mid height, 20 kilonewton meter. So this will be 20. This is 20. Kilonewton meter. Right. Now this is minus, this is plus, this is minus, and for the column we need not mark plus and minus. So that's about the moment diagram, and we have to hatching perpendicular to the members. So the hatched portion is the net bending moment diagram. In other places, positive and negative will get cancelled with each other, right? Now here also you have to hatch it only perpendicular to the member, right? So we have to find out the net value for the design purposes. The net value here the net value for the design purpose at the midspan, what is the moment for which we have to design? That is total is 20 minus 7.77 plus 24.5 24.45 by 2. We have to design the midspan section only for the net moment. 20 minus 7.77 plus 24.45 by 2. And here also we have to design the mid height of the column for the moment equal to 20 minus 4.45 plus 12.775 by 2. So this value we have to find out. For that we have to design the mid height of the column. So this value we have to find out. So this is the bending moment diagram for the given frame. Right. Now next is that of sketching the shear force diagram. Sketching the shear force diagram. For drawing the shear force diagram, first is AB. AB will take it as a simply supported beam. Let us call this reaction as VA. VB is subjected to UDL. UDL of 10 kilonewton per meter. In addition, we have a support moment of minus 7.77 kilonewton meter. Here there is a clockwise moment of, in BA we have got a clockwise moment of 24.45 kilonewton meter. So the span is 4 meters. So VA into 4 minus 10 into 4 into 4 by 2. When we take moment about B, then minus 7.77 plus 24, that is clockwise, 24.45 equal to 0. That will give you VA equal to 15.83. And total load is 10 into 4, that is 10 into 4 is the total load, minus VA 15.83, that is equal to 24.17 24.17 kilonewton. That's about the reaction, the member AB. Now coming to the member BE. So BE is a vertical member. So this is B, this is E. So there is a load here 20 kilonewton, 2 meters, this also 2 meters. I think I have not given this in the first figure. So this distance we have not marked. Actually it is supposed to be marked. So this is 2 meters, this is also 2 meters, right? That we have missed, right? Now 2 meters, 2 meters. Now let us call this reaction as HB, horizontal reaction. So HE, right? Now here there is a moment of at this point here there is an anti-clockwise moment of 4.45, and here there is a clockwise moment of 12.775, right? Now coming to this, now here 4.45 anti-clockwise 4.45, and here it is clockwise 12.775. This is 4 meters. So HB into 4 meters. So this is right. HB into 4 minus 4.45 minus 20 when you take moment about the point E, right? So 20 into 2 plus 12.775 equal to 0 will give you HB equal to 7.92 kilonewton, and HE will be 20 minus that, 20 minus 7.92 equal to 12.08 kilonewton. So procedure is as usual. Only thing is we have to consider the support moments also in the calculation, excepting that there is no new procedure involved here. In the simply supported beam, you have to apply the given loading plus the support moments we have to include in the calculation. That's all. There is no other difference, right? So here VA equal to 15.83, VA equal to 15.83, and VB is 24.17. Between A and B there is a downward UDL, therefore the shear force diagram will be like this, that is, it will come down, and this value is 15.83 kilonewton UDL, and this value equal to 24.17 kilonewton meter. Now here in the cantilevering part, when there is a downward load, now here 24.17 upwards, VB is 24.17 upwards, therefore we will be in this horizontal line. When we draw VB equal to 24, then here there is a reaction is equal to 10 in the overhanging part, 10, and now here there is no loading, therefore it will be a horizontal line, and here there is a downward load of 10, right? So this is 10, this is 10, right? Now coming to the, we have started at the point A, right? Now coming to B, HB equal to HB 7.92. So 7.92 to the right. So here it is 7.92. So up to the midpoint, up to the mid height, there is no loading. Mid height there is no loading. It is 7.92 only. But at the mid height there is a load 20 kilonewton towards left. Therefore, this will make this to come like this. So right. So this value will be, when it is 20 towards left, this value will be 12.08. 12.08, because this value is 7.92. 7.92 kilonewtons. So this is not 24.17 kilonewton, it is only kilonewton, because it is reaction, right? Shear force, right? Now it will come down, because there is no other loading, only there is a horizontal load at the mid height of the column, right? Now, so that is 12.08. So now we are here. Now HE equal to 12.08, HE equal to 12.08 towards right. This is also towards right. This is in the upward direction. This is also upwards. So direction is very important, right? That is why we have drawn from B, we have drawn HB to the right, and from this point we are drawing again 12.08 to the right. So this value is 12.08. So this is our, so this is plus, this is minus, and so this is about the hatching of the shear force diagram. Left up, right down is positive only. Here we need not mark anything as far as the column is concerned. So this is our shear force diagram. This is our shear force diagram for the given frame. So that completes the bending moment diagram and the shear force diagram for the given structural frame. Now before winding up, I'll just briefly outline one problem. Already. Anyway, just I'll very briefly explain. Right. Now we will take another problem. So that completes the given frame. We will very briefly discuss one problem. Suppose there is a problem like this. There is a problem like this. Suppose if it is simply supported. Simply supported. So A, B, C, let us say D. Right. Now let us say I'll just the fixed end moments, let us call this as minus 50, whatever may be the loading, let us forget about the, so due to the given loading, this is minus 50 plus 50, and here the column is not subject to any lateral load, let us say 0, 0, and here let us say it is minus 36 and a plus 36. These are the fixed end moments. So coming to distribution factor, let us call for the member, so there is only one joint that requires distribution, BA, BC and BD. For BA, let us say the distribution factor is 0.32. For BC, the distribution factor is 0.24, and for BD, the distribution factor is 0.44. Let us say the load is given, we know how to find out the fixed end moments, so that we need not repeat here. So the value of the moment of inertia I and L for various members are given. We know how to find out the distribution factors. Let us say the distribution factors are 0.32, 0.24 and 0.44. Now how to do moment distribution process for this problem, right? That is, so I will very briefly discuss joint member distribution factor fixed end moments. Right. Joint, we have got A, there is only one member AB. Then joint B we have got, in B we have got BA. So you have to write the term such that AB and BA comes together. Right. Next is the column is BD, that will write it in between BD. Then next is the member BC, so that BC and CB will be together. BC and CB. Now C you got only one member CB, and D you got one member DB. Right. Now the fixed end moments are, the fixed end moment for this problem is minus 50 plus 50. Minus 50 plus 50. Therefore, here AB it is minus 50 plus 50. For BD it is 0 because the column is not subject to any lateral load. For BC it is minus 36 and plus 36. So these are the fixed end moments due to the given load. AB, there is no distribution factor. DB, there is no distribution factor. CB also no distribution, there is only one member. So for BA, the distribution factor is 0.32. For BD, it is 0.44. We have not calculated here, we have just assumed for a given span and moment of inertia, we have just calculated this is 0.24. So these are the values that we have assumed here, 0.32, 0.24, 0.44. These are the fixed end moments assumed for the given loading. So we know how to calculate the fixed end moments, we know, and also we know how to find out the distribution factors. So we assume the values, and for this problem how to tackle. So that's what. Now here in the moment distribution process, we know the support C is simply supported. Here C is simply supported. So C has to be released first, and the moment is to be carried over to the opposite end, right? So for releasing this, when this is plus 36, we have to apply minus 36 and carry over to the opposite end. So that's what we are going to discuss now. So here apply, that is release C, and carry over to B. This is the, so first work is apply minus 36 so that this will become 0. When we apply a moment of minus 36 here, there will be a carryover to the opposite end, that value equal to minus 18. Opposite end of the same member, because BC and CB together, AB and BA together, opposite of the same member. So now this will be the initial moments. This will be the initial moments. So initial moments minus 50, because C is simply supported, the moment must be 0, therefore 0. When these two are added, minus 54, this is 0, this is 0. So above this you should not consider for final addition. Then this is initial, we have to add only the values below this. Now we go for balancing. So when we do balancing, say this is 50 minus, so the members, the three members meeting at the joint are BA, BD and BC. One value is 50, other one is 0, the third one is minus 54. When these three values are added, you get minus 4. So that means for balancing this, we have to apply plus 4. Now plus 4 in the ratio 0.32, 0.44, 0.26. So 4 into 0.32 equal to 1.28, and 4 into 0.44 will be 1.76. Then 4 into 0.24 equal to 0.96. That's all. We are not going to carry over to the end B. And B, there is no distribution, no moment is going to come and disturb the balancing again. So no moment will be carried over to from C to B or A to B. Therefore balancing is once for all over. Therefore carry over to the opposite end. Carry over, balancing and carry over in the same line. Now here there is no, you should not disturb the balancing. And here 1.28 by 2 will be 0.64, and from BD there will be a carryover to DB. That value is equal to 0.88. Right. When these values are added, we'll get the final moments. So for saving time, I am just drawing rough lines. you can understand. I don't want to take too much of time. So this type of problem I wanted to just discuss. So the final moments are minus 40, so only these values are to be added. So 49.36, this is 51.28, this value is 1.76, minus 53.04, 0.88. So for this moments you will have to draw the bending moment diagram. So main point is that of releasing C and carrying over to B. Then this will be the initial moments. So above this line you should not consider for the final addition. You have to start the addition only starting from the initial moments. So these are the final moments. So suppose BC is another span with C as simply supported. How to deal with the problem? I just the diagrams are very, the lines and writings are very rough. Anyway, that you can understand. If the purpose is understood, then no problem. So we have to draw the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram as usual. So that completes structural frames. With this introduction, you can try to solve any problem. Hope you will not have any difficulty. So this completes the analysis of structural frames, right? Thank you for your patience.